everybody, welcome back to my habitat. Today we're going to be working with succulents and making a really pretty arrangement for my living room. Let's get started. First thing I always do is pre-moisten my soil. So I have just some cactus mix here, or succulent mix. They both are pretty much the same thing. They're just a looser blend, so it dehydrates faster and water passes through it quicker. Just pour a little bit of water in. My favorite part about any sort of houseplant arrangement is getting your hands dirty. In the middle of winter, you don't get that. The garden's closed. So this is my one chance to get my hands dirty. Until spring, of course. Or seed starting, which is coming up soon, which is also exciting. Okay, so for succulent soil, whenever I'm doing one of these arrangements, I make sure that the soil's not soaking at all. Whenever you squeeze it really hard, it makes a ball, so there's enough moisture in it to make a ball, but there's no water dripping from it. It's also important to pre-mix your soil, because if I put dry soil inside of this container, it would all just fall out of the hole here and you would have a mess all over your table. You might still have a little bit of that with the wet soil, but it stops it a lot. That's another reason why I like to do it. But we're just gonna fill up my container here as I drip dirt onto the side there. I might have to take some out while I'm putting the plants in, but I think that's good. Okay, now onto the plants. Okay, so succulents, which probably one of my favorite houseplants. I love succulents. I think they're beautiful, charming, and they're also pretty low maintenance. But what we have here today are just some archivarias, a mixture of 3 different ones, and they're all gorgeous. But since they're all in the bluish variety, it really pairs well with any sort of bright green, like this jade right here, which when you put next to it, just really, to me, glows. And I think it's going to make a beautiful arrangement. When it actually comes to planting the succulents, really, really easy. You don't have to worry too much about damaging the roots. It's honestly as simple as putting them in the ground. I do kind of ruffle them up a little bit, but really simple. Now I did think about how I was going to arrange these. I'm thinking about this being at the back as the tall height, and then the rest at the front. Okay. The jade's the easiest one to get in. Before I put in my actual other archivarias, what I do is take them out. Now this one was barely put in. It was clearly just repotted at the store. It does have a rather nice root system, but what I always like to do is clean up all of these dead leaves before putting them in to my pot, simply because you can't go in there afterwards and clean them out. So you might as well get rid of them now. And it just really cleans it up, makes it look healthier too. Beautiful, beautiful plant this is. Now I also brought my soil back here because I'm gonna lift up the soil level. This will just make it easier for me to set the succulents in. And all I'm gonna do is just kind of place it with some extra soil underneath it. It also will prop it up, make it look a little prettier, because it's always nice to get that nice angle in with your succulents. Keep in mind that you still have to be delicate because succulents will break. Their little leaf nodes will pop off, which isn't the worst thing because then you could propagate it. But for this instance, I don't want it to. Now I have 2 other ones here. This one has a very big root system, so much that it filled the pot. Also, trying to not get any soil inside the plant, because if this is moist soil, if it sits there, it could rot out your succulent and they'll be dead really fast. And the final one, take out, also another good root system. Take out those dead leaves. I'm just gonna continue packing soil around the succulents in the little holes until they're all tucked in. Final step is I just have a very simple brush, paintbrush that is, and I'm just going to wipe away any of the soil that got on the succulents, just so we don't have that rot issue appear anywhere. Just take a few minutes, clear it out. And that's how simple it is to make a succulent arrangement. Really, really fun. You can totally go further with this by adding a top dressing of, let's say, decorative gravel. I've seen people use fish tank gravel, like the colorful ones, and adding it on top of the soil level. You can totally do that. I tend to like to leave it clear just because whenever my plants need watering, I like to stick my finger down in there just to see what the moisture level's like. Now I have a beautiful succulent arrangement for my living room. Till next time, guys, stay planting.